Today's episode is sponsored by Anchor. If you don't know what Anchor is a free way to make a podcast. It's totally free. You don't have to put any money into it unless you actually do want to. It's totally free. You just make the podcast and they push it out to you, or push it out, to the people who listen it. They push it out to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, you name it, they do it. And all you have to do is go to anchor.fm on your computer or download the app on your phone. And it's right there for you. They have creation tools available to you. They have tools that make it easy for you to make your podcast. And then all you gotta do, make the podcast, they push it out. And you can access those tools right from your computer or phone. You can make money from the podcast too. And it doesn't matter how many people listen to it, you still make money. And everything that you need to make this podcast is just all on this app, all on this website. So even though many people don't want to make a podcast, cheers to Anchor for helping me make this podcast and get it out to all those places. So cheers to Anchor. And if you want to start your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. That's anchor.fm to get started. Hello and welcome to Behind Gypsy, where we take a look behind Good Morning Central York. Today's topic is first cars. Now, every 16, 17, 18-year-old has her or his first car. Question is, what car will that be? Of course, I'm 14, so I'm not that far away from knowing where the car is, but I am planning to work next summer. Yay! To get one of the cars I want. But what car is best for you? Now, it depends on what kind of person you are. Now, me, I love American cars. Imports, I'm not huge on imports. I don't find that they're the best. If you like supercars, well, guess what? You can't get a supercar. And guess what? If you like new cars, you can't get a new car because, of course, they're expensive. So I really like the Nissan 400. All the Z series of Nissan. 2021, they're making a 400Z. I believe it's a 400Z, and the price is $40,000. Now, in a couple summers, you are not going to buy a car that is $40,000 unless you're rich. Then you can get out of here, because this episode is for the middle class people who actually do have to work to get what they want. So, where better do you go than to Auto Trade? Now, there are many, used car sales, or you can just find them on the side of the road. There's Carvana, there's, I don't even know anymore. There's so many used car sellers, sell sites that they're out of control. So, of course, today I will be showing my dream car. Cross my fingers. And I'll be showing a couple other cars that you can find. Ooh, I always fall each episode. Almost fall. So, there's Carvana, there's a bunch of other ones. You can go to eBay and get a car. But the one I trust is Auto Trader. Auto Trader is just that site. Everyone knows it. It's been around for a while, and it's just user-friendly for me. It is a little bit harder to use on mobile devices just because it's what's it called? It's all the clicking stuff. It doesn't load as fast, and I just went away from it. So without further ado, I'll pull up my browser, and I will show you my browser view. Sorry, I forgot that my audio is off. So this is what the site looks like. This is the regular site. They do have a classics. They do have a classics. They do have a classics site. I couldn't remember what it was called. Cars on there are much more expensive, and you can't find most of those cars on here. So I'm going to show you my dream car. Yes, it does give you the popular brands. Sometimes you want to go not so popular. I do have to find the category. So as you see, there's like Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, Nissan, and of course I'm going to go Pontiac. I think it was a Firebird. Uh-oh. I said it was a Trans Am to my grandparents, but apparently it's a Firebird. So as you see, they have like a couple Firebirds. This one's 93. Less miles and all that. 12,000. Not horrible, but this is my overall dream car. This 1997 Firebird Formula. Just a nice car all around, I think. That's kind of the inside. It's small. I don't know if it is a manual transmission or automatic. So yeah, that's just passenger side. That's the rear. $7,000. It's sometimes you can get them, from them, but as you can see, these are private sellers, so you actually have to like schedule something. And you come down, you see the mileage on it. That's not horrible. The engine. So the cylinders mean how many pistons there are. So 8. If you really want, if you're like a truck person, and you really want that truck sound, you're not going to get a huge truck sound unless you get a truck. But those are they're V8s or 8-cylinder engines. And then most people drive an automatic car. It's always useful to learn how to drive what they call a stick, or more commonly known as the manual transmission. That's basically where it's a process where you have to put take your foot off the gas, put your foot on the clutch, which is far left pedal, clutch, shift, gas, and then every so often you have to do that, and then of course when you brake you have to, it's a pain, but if you really get into racing, then that's actually how they do it. They do have to drive with a stick and put it everywhere. And when you go to the arcade, you'll see the racing games, how they have that like 4 thing. Usually those are good to practice on, like shifting and braking usually. But this Pontiac does have a 4-speed automatic. I'm not totally sure what overdrive is. Fuel type, gasoline. Most cars will be gasoline. Interior is gray, exterior red. VIN number, it's just the number of the car. It's like a crazy number that they can run everything on. I just like it because it has a nice look to it. I mean, it's nice. From what it sounds like, it's a nice sounding engine, cheap price. In my own opinion, I like it. And, they have a nicer one with less miles on it. Let's go back to the regular site. So if you're really into, I don't know. I'm gonna just look up another random car. Let's go Lincoln. If you don't know, you'll see a couple Lincolns. Usually, you'll know what a Lincoln is when you see one. What do I want to look for? Let's go Continental. Continental. So Continental is, it's a nice car. They still make Continentals today. As you see, $32,000. You have 27, all that. but usually, like if you're looking on here, you have to click used because, as you can see, some aren't. Okay, Cadillacs are expensive. If you get a Cadillac, I praise you. Um, but as you see, they are expensive. So let's go for a Dodge. There's a Challenger, Charger, nice cars, but expensive. Viper, totally expensive. Uh, let's go Charger because Chargers are I think they're cheaper than Challengers. I don't know. Like you can see 30,000 for, I don't know if that's new or used. Let's go used. Yes, Chargers are a little bit more easy to find. You can see here, it says like Honda of E-Town. They're just expensive cars. Like, there you have a 2014 Dodge Charger RT. 40,000 miles, 8-cylinder, the two-wheel drive rear. It just means that it's pulling the car. So here I'm gonna pull up. So you have front wheels, back wheels. All-wheel drive is all the wheels are. So when you push the gas pedal, all the power goes to all four wheels. Four-wheel drive is where you can steer. I think you can steer all four wheels. But two-wheel drive is only two wheels. Some cars have front wheel, and some have rear wheel. But there's usually never. It's hard to find all front-wheel drive cars. I think. 17,000, great price. 60,000 miles. Oh, sorry, it's blue. It's two-wheel drive, six-cylinder. Doesn't sound as rough, as nice. And then Auto Trader also has Carvana cars. But if you are like me and you really do like the Nissan Z, the Z series, then I will show you. I'm not sure which one I want to go for. So if you are a Z fan, the 370Vs are those are on here. They're 21,000. They're a little bit nicer. The Touring, they all have different trim levels. These are all Carvana cars. Usually the private dealers are better. I'd go early 2000s or 90s on any car really. And I'm gonna show the stereotype. Everyone wants a Honda Accord from 2006, but we have a 2017 Honda Accord for 17,000. As you can see, great prices all around. Until you go down a little bit farther and you see the cheaper prices. Usually every car is in the thousands. This one is an LX sedan. It's 2012. It's not as nice. There's my dad's car, the 2013. It's not an EX sedan. It's a Sport. And if you are looking for like a specific year, isn't there a year option? Yep, there's a year. So you can go minimum year. Let's go, 1990 to, let's go 2013. So now you're going to get a bunch of old cars, a bunch of cheap prices. As you can see, you have a 2010 Honda, 10,000. I want to see if I can try and find like a. Here you go, 2010 Honda. And yes, Hondas are notorious for actually going a long time. They do last a really long time. I don't know what it is, the website. They do go a really long time. My dad always says, well, I'm going to drive the car till the wheels fall off. Hondas will go for miles and miles and miles. Hondas are like the Toyotas, but better and cheaper. So, you know, there's so many stereotypes about the Honda Accord, and so many first drivers getting them because they're so cheap, but yet they're so, you know, it's not that much for a car, and it's plus they always say you're gonna wreck your first car, so why not just get a cheap car? Trying to see if I can find it again. It's very hard to find stuff again. Oh, yep, I did. But if you do get if you get something like an Accord, you know, you're gonna have a 4-cylinder. Those are like it sounds like half like a V8 or an 8-cylinder, but not close. But you know, there are cars that are, you know, white Accord. You know what? I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna look for 2000. So I'm gonna go 19. So decade of 1990. Let's see. As you can see, sometimes there is no car, but there is a used 2000 Honda Accord. It's gold, which I don't know if you would like gold or not. It's a 6-cylinder, so it's a hefty vehicle. No image available, as you can see. 2000. You know, you have to contact the dealer for the price. So, first cars for you. You know, I do kind of want like that sports car. I'm kind of like the old muscle kind of guy. I do love muscle cars. I would go for something a little bit older than a 1997 Firebird. I thought it was a Trans Am, but it's a Firebird apparently. So, you know, like, good deal on whatever you want. That Firebird, I love it. Nobody's gonna take it either. That's why I said next summer I'm gonna, you know, you have to work for stuff. Now, all my jobs are limited because I'm gonna be 15 next year. Just getting whatever's out of the cap. And labor laws don't open up until you're 16, I believe. So I'm only restricted to being like a cashier. So you have to find a place that will accept me as a cashier. But yes, next year I probably will be working. Don't know how the show's gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna run, but it'll run. So yeah, you know, it's never too early to start thinking about your first car, except if you're in 5th grade, because then that's not. I know somebody who already does have their first car. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know how. It's an old car, yes, but I don't. And you know, they wash the car, and I'm like, how do you already have a car already? Ooh. It's something that I do. But yeah, your first car can be best car in the world, or it can be the crappiest thing ever. And I'd like to have a nice car, but it's not gonna run for a little while. I don't know Pontiacs to be. I don't know how long they last. Usually, if somebody would love to tell me, I would love to know. Hondas can last forever. Well, Toyotas and Hondas can last forever. You know, if you get a BMW, oh my god. Now, if you get a BMW M3, I think I'm free to make a joke however I want, because if you have a BMW, what, are you trying to be rich or something? Yeah, BMWs are actually very small. I do recommend the M series. M's are really nice. You know, I'm gonna pull up, see if I can find any M4s. I don't know how M4s look. Oh, whoa. Well, sorry, I just looked it up and I'm like, whoa, they're No. Let me go down to the night. You know, you always want to look 1990s. Now, will it be old? Will it be yeah? Yeah, it'll be old. Yeah, you might have to replace the radio in it. Yeah, you might actually have to put some Google stuff or whatever in it. But, you know, will it work? Yeah. I tried the 1990 era, but it didn't come up, so I'm gonna go 2000, 2010. Okay, nothing. Odd. Gonna go 2010 to 2015. Should pull up a couple cars. Yep. Okay, do we have any? Oh, they are all used. Oh. Okay, everyone, do not get a BMW M4 because they are ridiculous. I honestly don't know the car. I said stupid. M3. We're looking at M4s. I'm gonna look at M3s. See how expensive they are. Never mind, they are expensive. Used too. They're all used. Oh. Okay, here we go. BMW M3 from 2004. 192,000 miles. 11 grand. Grand means thousand. Didn't know. Yeah, so if you get BMW M3, that's kind of what it looks like. An ugly POS. And I will start making fun of you. Now, if you do get a Toyota Supra from the 1990s, you then have my respect. If you get a 2020 Toyota Supra, I'm going to hate you for the rest of your life. Because that's just who I am. Even though it was a joke, I don't know if I'm going to actually go through with that. But that was, you know, that was... So, I think the series are the ones that are older. I can't remember. Well, thanks for listening. Choose your first car wisely. Could be your only car if it's Toyota. Now, choose your first car wisely. Figure out a plan. Figure out when you want it, if you want it. If your parents are going to pay for it, good job because you already made their list. If I work up the money, I'm only getting half of it. So that's why I'm starting work next summer, because then I could probably get the car before I actually drive. And then it turns into my stepfather's sports car for a year. Anyway, don't listen to me ramble anymore because it's stupid, maybe. I don't know. However you think it is that way. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching if you watch this on YouTube. Have a great day. Have a great whatever. And I will be back sooner or later.